around March, maybe April. I had a really big decline mentally, you know. I didn't really know if I wanted to keep doing this. The wrestling, not necessarily like being a part of the shows, but just the wrestling side of it. I didn't know if I wanted to continue to be a wrestler. So in April, I started throwing around different ideas. And the biggest idea for me personally was just to retire. Because I had been so consumed with the idea of getting signed to a contract and being one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I had just let that eat me up inside. I struggled with that for a little while. Not really sure what I was going to do. And the funny thing is, when I originally put the idea for my match with Ozzy and Barrett together, the promo that I cut after the match was going to be me announcing my retirement and taking my boots off in the ring.
And I will fight for the rest of my damn life for you!
And being done. But things change. I just kind of took a step back and started to understand that, like, I'm always going to love pro wrestling. Always. That was never a doubt for me. I wasn't questioning my love for wrestling. I was just questioning my own ability. Because I've always loved this. But eventually, around probably the beginning of June, I started to get out of my own head. I was starting to put a lot of work into myself to try to lose more weight and get in better shape for the show, because I was pretty out of shape. And I just found my confidence again. My confidence more so as a man, not as a wrestler. And I started to separate from Kilgore Nicks. And the more I separated from Kilgore Nicks, the more I realized, like, I don't want to go back to that. Because I kind of like who I am. And I don't know if I want to continue to play a pretend character. Because Kilgore Nicks was a mask. And I had never really shown the real me to the world, you know?
I am Nick Odom! The real Nick Odom! Yeah! And I'm the Texas effing Dragon!
I'm gonna do this as myself. No more hiding. There's no more playing pretend. The pageantry and all that fun is always gonna be there. But there is no character anymore. So when people ask me who I am at these shows now, I'm Nick. I'm the man that I grew up to become, you know? All the struggles, the sacrifices, all that stuff, I'm not putting it behind me anymore. I'm myself, you know? And it's liberating. If you go back and you watch Joint Forces and you see my match, that image, the body paint, the promo after the match itself, that was me. Those were things that I've always wanted to do, you know? The body paint especially. When I first got into pro wrestling, when I was 7, it was because of Jeff Hardy. And then guys like Sting in TNA, and just the whole mystique behind the face paint. I thought it was so freaking cool. So cool. And for some reason, when I was in training to become a wrestler, the idea of that and like actually doing that at shows embarrassed me. And I was like, people are going to think it's stupid. People are going to think I'm a loser or a nerd. But in reality, being a pro wrestler in and of itself is the most nerdy thing. It's like being a Power Ranger. So I got nothing to lose anymore. And that was the biggest thing. Is just, I truly have nothing to lose anymore. So the name change, the body paint, all of it, it was a sign of me shedding skin, no pun intended, because I am the Texas Dragon, whatever. It's just a moniker. It's not a gimmick. But I shed skin. I stopped playing pretend. And I'm going to start doing all the things that I've always wanted to do when it comes to pro wrestling. And I'm excited. But yeah, that's the name change. To make a long story long, sadly. I'm a yapper. But, yeah, it was a really special night for me, June 29th, to get to do that. And not only that, but to get to do it in front of my family. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for you guys. Very grateful for everything that this year has brought me. And we're only halfway through, if I'm not mistaken. So, plenty more year to go. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch this. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the flip.